Good afternoon, viewers. Thank you for staying tuned to BBIGN channel. For those of you who have been following us and subscribers that we have so far, thank you for your support, for sharing and liking and commenting. Please continue to spread the news, and we really appreciate your support here. Today we also have the national president with us, and he's going to speak briefly on the current state of emergency and other political related issues here in Rivers State. Mr. President, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you again.
Thank you.
All right. Very quick one, sir. What is your opinion on the presidential state of emergency declared in Rivers State, and how do you react to the statements from Amechi, Pandef, and the opposition coalition regarding it?
The action of the president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is very timely. Like people normally said in the local palace, that it's a welcome development. I think that's the best decision that have been taken since this saga started in Rivers State. This leadership saga started in Rivers State. That's the best decision. Why people are looking at it from different angles, some are quoting constitution, and some are saying that it is not constitutional for the president to remove a sitting governor or suspend a sitting governor. I am of a different opinion. I think the president whom God has given the leadership of this country acted based on wisdom. First of all, the Constitution is very silent on the issue of suspension or removal. While the Constitution empowered the president to declare state of emergency, section 305, the Constitution did not actually say whether the president should not remove or should remove or suspend or not suspend.
Okay.
Now, if you look at the previous incidents that has happened when Obasanjo was there, the Ekiti State and the Plateau State, yes, Obasanjo declared state of emergency and deemed it necessary that, I have to suspend the sitting governors. And he did suspended the sitting governors. Then Jonathan came. He also declared state of emergency, but chose not to suspend the sitting governor. Now, it does not make any or either of them illegal or unconstitutional.
Okay.
Now, it all boils down on the situations involved.
Okay.
What was the situation in Yobe? What was the situation in Borno? Some persons were, Boko Haram occupied some areas, and a high level of insecurity. It was beyond the governor of the state to handle it. So the president declared state of emergency. Now, that state of emergency, the governor was not part of the crisis. But in Rivers State, the governor and the other parties, they were all part of the crisis. So if you don't suspend them, the crisis will continue because they are the key players of the party. So it was right for the president to do so in order to bring peace to Rivers State. And I can say we are recording peace now, no more issues. Then on the issue of the statement by the former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amechi, and then Pandef with the so-called coalition movement, I think it just a case of seeking attention.
Okay.
Definitely they are in opposition, of course, so you don't expect them to clap for the president or to say that the president is right or has the constitutional right. Once you are in opposition in politics, you must have something to oppose. Otherwise, your opposition will remain irrelevant. So in order for them to remain relevant in their oppositional angle, so they have to say what they have to say. So you don't have to blame them. They will even do worse and more than the president did if they were in the president's shoe. I know most of them. Even the man you mentioned, Amici, he would have even done worse than that. So that is it.
Okay. We would also like you to assess the ongoing political crisis in Rivers State, particularly the conflict between Governor Fubara and the State of Assembly, Wike's influence, and your support or concerns about the new sole administrator.
First of all, let me start with the new sole administrator.
Okay.
As Rivers person and as a leader of a socio-political pressure group,
Okay.
of course, we will give our total support to the new administrator, whatever that is needed. We're already talking to our young men and women that don't get involved, don't allow anybody to instigate you on anything. Ensure that we are for peace. Ensure that we don't get ourselves involved in any gathering that will be violent or that will not really showcase good statue for Rivers people. So that we have comfortably said. Then I think for whatever reason, I so the story concerning the crisis between Fubara and the FCT minister with that of the State Assembly, I monitored it from the beginning, though some people said it predates the election. But after 6 months of the election, we recorded when the House of Assembly was burned down and then demolished, the issue of trying to impeach some persons in the assembly, and then the governor attempt to impeach the governor. All of that came. But when we followed the story critically and objectively, we discovered that the governor was actually not right in his position, because you have an assembly. The government is made up of three arms: the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. To me, it is an act of treason to try to annihilate another arm of the government. That is going against the oath that you have sworn.
Okay.
So why would you? To be candid, these persons represent people. Those who elected you are being represented by these persons. They are the voice of the people. The assemblies are the voice of the people. So now you want to push them away and to run the assembly with three-man committee. How does that work? In a government, in a democratic government, and people are not looking at it from that angle. You are talking about Wike. Is Wike a principal player in this game? It is the matter between the assembly and Fubara. So what has he done wrong? He should go behind and think of the things where he started wrongly. That's the issue. There are certain things we believe that he didn't do well. People as a group, take for instance, we belong to a group. And then we decide to say, okay, let this person lead us. Then you want to chase those who brought you out. You say they should go. They are no longer human beings. You are the only one. Then you started recruiting the enemies who fought you against these same persons who stood for you. We know what election is in Rivers State, not just in Rivers State, in Nigeria as a whole. We know the struggles we make. We are key players in election and the political party activities. We know how we pushed things, how we suffer to ensure that a candidate emerge. It's not an easy thing. Then after suffering, you now want to chase them away because of whatever he claiming the leader is overbearing, you don't have a say and all that. You don't remember that you don't have a say. What kind of say do you want to have? You want to have a say by taking away those who worked for you and then bringing people who were never there, or those who opposed you, to be part of the government, and then they should go. It doesn't work like that. The reason you are there is to lead as a team, and I believe that's why the group selected him. They selected him because, among all of us, he can put everybody together because he seems to be a neutral person, so he can carry everybody along. Then you came as a governor. You don't want to carry everybody along. You want to destroy the structure that have been set even before you came on board because you have become a governor. It doesn't work like that. If we continue like this, we won't be helped again. It's a bad precedent. I can tell you, it's a bad precedent.
Okay, sir. So if you were in Governor Fubara's position, what steps would you take, or like what steps will you take to resolve the political crisis here, and then what solutions do you propose for lasting peace and stability in Rivers State?
You see, this whole thing that started has gotten out of hand now. To talk
Okay.
about reconciliation. Now, the governor was deceived. The suspended governor Fubara
Okay.
was deceived by the people you call Pandef, Rivers Elders, this some group of Amechi people who
Okay.
came to support him, and then those who say they are Tinubu people that came to support him, call them orderly groups, and then Amechi groups, and the so-called Pandef or Rivers Elders, I don't know what, because an elder is one who keeps peace.
Yeah.
When you want to destroy and you want to kill, you are no longer an elder, even though you are an elder in gray hair, but in attitude, in mind, you are no longer an elder. Now, the president proffered a political solution initially, even before the legal solution. The same people, Fubara's sponsored people, called Rivers Elder, with due respect, Saraigbe, Senator Uchendu, and the rest of them, to go to court against the president who profiled peace, brought a resolution and said, let's work according to this resolution to reconcile these things so that this doesn't get out of hand.
Okay.
You followed them. They misled you and you followed them. The thing escalated to a point where it is litigation upon litigation. Now, Supreme Court have settled the whole thing and said, okay, these people are authentic members of House of Assembly. You have acted in error. All your activities are unconstitutional. Therefore, go back to these people, work with them, represent your budget, do this and do that, and make sure that they function ultimately as a recognized arm of the government, the legislative arm of the government. Now, what you should have ordinarily done is to obey the Supreme Court judgment to the letter
Okay.
and then allow peace. But unfortunately, you started playing piggery, higgery, or hanky-panky game. We all know those kind of game. We all know those kind of game. We are all politicians, or we are following politics in Rivers State. We have done those kind of things when we sometimes you don't want to do something, but you just want to play along. Let it as if you want to do something. Then you see people, just to whip sympathy, emotional blackmail. That's what we call it. But you truly never meant that, and you will never mean it. Now, and as it is now, you have been suspended as a governor. State of emergency has been declared in your state, which is very shameful. It can never go off in the history of Rivers State. So it's a bad precedent also. Now, what can you say to the people that during your time, because of your ill behavior or attitude, a state of emergency was declared and you were suspended? What solution can you probably bring on board? Nothing. There is no solution for him. The only solution I feel is that, okay, if he comes, let him resign. If I were to be him, just like you have said, if I were to be him, what would I do? I will resign.
Okay.
Honestly, if they call me back, I will put pen to paper and resign, because I cannot continue. There is already a distrust. When you offend somebody, the person can easily forgive you because you have offended him. But when there is lack of trust, it can never come back. The assembly can never work in synergy or in harmony with the executive arm led by the suspended Governor Fubara. No way. Because the trust has been breached. So it will be difficult. So instead of him to come and start struggling again with the assembly people and then start creating another tension for Rivers people. Let him just resign and move. And history will applaud him for honorably bowing down peacefully.
Okay.
And that's the best.
All right.
That's my thought.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We are so glad to have you here. That was the National President BBIGN Bridge Builders Initiative for Green Nigeria speaking, Dr. Emmanuel Chigozure Ogu. Thank you for always expressing yourself and giving your political views on certain areas and clearing the air. God bless you, sir.
Thank you.